Hi and welcome to the second step out of 5 in a process to help you transform the success of your business by attracting, creating and retaining hugely valuable customers. Now, if you haven't seen step 1, which is about the sweet spot that your business should be in, please look at that before you see this. Things need to run in the process and then it works really strongly. Okay, but let's think about step 2 now. Step 2 is all about, so who are these people? How do you identify and how do you understand and define these groups of customers who could become hugely valuable for your business? Let's look at video 2 and find out.
The next step is all about saying, okay, fine, here's our sweet spot, but who are our most valuable customers here? Customers that we want to bring into the business. Now, some of these people here might be existing customers. They might not be. This important point here, what I'm going to take you through now is a process where you can identify these people, okay, and then understand them. So let's just look at that for a second. First thing is, you need some criteria. You need to be comfortable with the criteria that you're going to use to identify what makes one customer up here much more valuable than a customer here, okay? So how do you do that? Well, the thing here is, it's about identifying the things that they deliver to your business. So here's some examples. So you might say, well, this customer here is much more valuable than this customer here because of their transaction value. You might say, actually, it's to do with the frequency of purchase. Or you might wrap it all up and say, actually, no, this customer here is much more valuable than this customer here because they have a greater lifetime value to my business. Okay? Whatever it is, you need to choose your set of maybe 2, maybe 3 criteria that you want to use to identify most valuable customers. Here's some other examples. Profitability. This customer here is much more profitable than this customer type here. Therefore, they're more valuable to my business. Ease of access. You know, it's no good having a really highly valuable customer group if you can't get to them. Okay? Loyalty, repeat purchase, willingness to recommend. These are all examples of criteria that you could use. You've got to make that decision. Once you've made that decision, then you can start to use them. Use what? These criteria. Apply the criteria. The easiest place to start is to go to your customer database, think about customers that you currently have that you think, yeah, they're really valuable to my business, and apply the criteria. What's going to be interesting is some of those customers will tick all 3 boxes or 2 boxes, how many criteria you choose. Some won't. And that might surprise you. But that's why I'm here to provoke your thinking and get you to identify the criteria that will make and identify these most valuable customers. So when you start to do that, then you can start to answer the question, so who are these people? Okay, I've got these, this is how I'm identifying them. These are the people. What do I need to know now? What do I do now? What you need to do now is to really understand what they need. And there's a difference here, isn't there, between what we need and what we want and what we desire, okay? It's really important to start identifying using specific examples of customers in your business now, using them as a starting point. And what you do, when you do this a few times, we did this with the Extreme team, is we start to very quickly identify the type of customer that is then going to be most valuable. Because we looked at not only their needs and wants, we also looked at their attitudes and their behavior. And that's when we looked at this, that's when we started to identify some very valuable groups that the Extreme brand could really delight and be in its sweet spot. So it's better than any other brand at doing that. Okay? Also consider what triggers them to buy. What things could you trigger off to stop them talking about it and start buying? So this is what you need to know really about your customers and most valuable groups. So here's the thing. What you need to try and do is divide them into groups. Don't think of your customers, even though they're the most valuable and they tick all the boxes, as being all the same, because they're not, and you know that, right? They're different. And they're different because of their attitudes, what they need, what they want to spend, and how what you do fits into solving their issue and their problem, okay? So what we want to do is group together groups of types of customers that have similar needs, similar attitudes, and they're different to another group over here and different to another group over here. And typically what I find is you get about 4 or 5 different groups of customers that all tick the most valuable box. But what you want to do is focus in on 2 or 3 that you think are going to be most valuable, okay? Why? Well, let's just look at why. If you're going to delight them and create raving fans, you need to be absolutely the right solution for them. Yeah? That's it. And if you're really the right solution, because you're focusing on their needs, that puts you in a very, very strong position to create strong recommendation. Okay, so let's just do a quick recap here. What we want to try and do is define those groups and the characteristics of each group, customer groups, the most valuable customer groups. Focus on no more than 3. And then use the information that you've got in front of you to start to position you. You're like a detective, okay? That's what you are, a detective. And you get to the point of saying, well, knowing these 2 points, I can now see what I need to do to be really valuable to these folks, okay?
Okay, so that was an overview of the second step in the process of identifying and understanding the different groups of customers that will become most valuable for your business, your golden customers of the future, if you like. So now what's important is to use that understanding to set your business up to become the right solution for these different groups of customers. In fact, the best solution for each group. That will make you the most valuable solution in the market as well. So let's look at video 3 to find out how you do this.